Greetings, grace and peace to you from God our Father and our Lord Jesus Christ. It brings me great pleasure to share with you today a few words of hope and encouragement as we reflect during the month of February on the historical experiences of people of African descent in America. As I sat down to prepare these remarks, the words of a 121-year-old song written by an African American poet from Jacksonville, Florida, kept coming to mind. Many of you have likely heard it before. The first stanza goes like this: Lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise, high as the listening skies. Let it resound, loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Yes, that song, Lift Every Voice and Sing, was written in 1900 by James Weldon Johnson, and it was set to music by his brother, Rosamond Johnson. It's known today as the Black National Anthem. And I think the reason why this song kept coming to mind is because of its deep significance to the African American experience and also its deep spiritual meaning. As I said, Lift Every Voice was written in the year 1900, which was a period of time that scholars of African American history today refer to as the nadir. The term nadir means the lowest point. And while arguably the period of enslavement might be considered the lowest point in the historical experience of people of African descent in the United States, the turn of the 20th century marked an arguably lower point. For you see, during the last quarter of the 19th century, right before the turn of the 20th century, African Americans experienced numerous triumphs: freedom from enslavement via the 13th Amendment, full citizenship rights granted via the 14th Amendment, and voting rights, at least to African American males, via the 15th Amendment. But by 1900, nearly all of those gains had been lost. Racism and white supremacy reared their ugly heads yet again, and supporters of those nefarious ideals systematically deprived African Americans of their constitutionally guaranteed rights to freedom, citizenship, and suffrage. Additionally, the year 1900 marked the height of racialized violence in the United States as manifested in the form of lynching. Nearly 2,000 Black Americans lost their lives to public hangings, shootings, and beatings between 1882 and 1900. And that's just the number based on the lynchings that were reported. It was a time of unspeakable horror and sorrow for African Americans. Yet, in the midst of that sorrow, in the midst of that despair, James Weldon Johnson and his brother Rosamond found reason to sing. And the themes they sang of were faith and hope, two of the cornerstones of our Christian faith. As it is written in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13, And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. And I can think of no greater three things that our world, our society, our nation need today than faith, hope, and love. It is my prayer that each of us, as believers in Jesus Christ, would do our part to promote these values. And so the next time you hear that 121-year-old song known as the Black American Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, take some time to reflect on its deep historical meaning and its deep spiritual meaning, and commit yourself to promoting the principles of faith and hope until we see our world, our society, and our nation transformed by love.